Hi there, Loy Machedo. Speaking to you from loymachedo.com. Who's Loy Machedo? Think Personal Branding. Okay. The date is 15th April 2023. The time right now is midnight. It's midnight, 26 past midnight. Okay. Now, here's the funny thing. I made a video of the Dalai Lama and, the controversy that is going on. I made it in the morning. It was roughly 42 minutes long with a lot of facts and a lot of details. But throughout the day, I have received more than 3,000 messages. 3,000 messages, emails, comments, notifications from mostly Tibetans. And I'll tell you more about it. And then I also got a lot of hate, lot of anger from people who have been my subscribers, and they have been like, "Oh, you support a pedophile, you support this evil, dirty old man," and because for them, the Holiness Dalai Lama is not a god or anyone. And then then slowly from Tibetans being nice to me, then at first it was very peaceful. Then I started to get Tibetans who were very angry with me. It's like, okay, you remove the old video now, you change that, you remove that. And when I didn't listen to them, I started to get a couple of bad words from that side. So now, both the sides, I'm getting people attacking me, both the sides. Okay. And so I thought I would instead of sharing that video that I made for 42 minutes, it's very painful for me not to upload that. I decided, let me just have a conversation with you, heart to heart, and maybe this will be the final video. And in this video, I'm going to share with you, I think I've decided the title should be, Before You Judge the Dalai Lama, before you judge him, the holiness, or you judge the Tibetans or all the Buddhists who are there, consider these few points. And I've written a few points. I've written it down on the sheet of paper. Looks very scribbly. Okay, but I put it down on my iMac, and I will just have a conversation with you. My request to you is just listen to this video. Let it be a conversation between you and me. You listen to this video and then you decide whether the Dalai Lama is a holy man or you say the Dalai Lama is a dirty old man. Because obviously you're not a Buddhist. You don't know him. Okay. So I put down a couple of points and you tell me if I'm right or wrong. You tell me if I'm right or wrong. Okay. Now, first and foremost, let's get one thing out of the way. If any normal person, you, me, anybody on this planet, if we were to see an old man or a grown man approach a boy or a girl, small boy or girl, and kiss them on the lip, and if they are not father and son or father and daughter, even a father and daughter, we get shocked. But let's imagine they were not. None of us, not a single person on this planet, would say, that's so sweet and nice. No. In a day and age where children are being sexually abused, anyone and every one of us would be shocked and horrified. That is a fact. Okay. And if you are a person if someone were to smooch your son or daughter, small, let's say your small son or daughter, someone were to just smooch them, and you are saying, no, that's perfectly okay, then something is seriously wrong with you. Okay, so let's understand one thing. Let's get one thing out of the way, that any normal person, if we see a small boy or girl being smooched or kissed on the lip by an old man, stranger, we would be horrified. And I have a daughter. I'm very protective about her. I don't allow I don't allow any man to hug her, touch her. Even unknown people, I don't allow. Okay? And even my own relatives, I've told my wife, even her own relatives, they are not allowed, men are not allowed to touch my daughter at all. And if alcohol is present, because I never drink, I don't smoke, I don't drink, nothing, they are not allowed to play around with the baby. I don't want alcohol because then things go crazy. I've seen it. And if you don't know, I was sexually molested when I was a small boy in a very horrific manner for many years. So I know how molesters are. I know how pedophiles are. So even for me, when I saw the Dalai Lama kissing that boy on his lip, when I just saw that photograph, or when I saw that tongue and the title was written, Suck My Tongue, any normal person would be, what? I was shocked. I was horrified. Okay? And that is why if you check that video, I uploaded it and many Tibetans requested me and some even shouted at me, told me delete that. No, it has to remain because that was my actual honest reaction and that is the true reaction. Okay? That is the real reaction. It's not fake. It's not made up. Okay? And I firmly believe anyone who does that to a child, the most horrific punishment in the world should be given to such an individual who's a pedophile. I'm talking pedophile. Now, with regards to the Dalai Lama, now, when I saw the photograph and I saw the heading, of course I'll feel that way. I'm not a Buddhist. Dalai Lama is not my God. He's nothing to me. I'm an atheist. I look at religion and culture as different things. So even I felt it. But when I heard the explanation as to why he did what he did, that lip to lip, the peck, not the smooch and putting the tongue down each other's throat, that is sexual. Just the lip to lip kiss between, they do it between, in Nepal, in Tibet, they do it between, father and son, even if the son is 30 or 40 years old. I don't know if mothers do it with their sons or, maybe it's only fathers do it with their fathers. Fine. I don't know what is the culture. You can fill me in. So I found out from people that people who are 30, 40 years old still do it with their fathers who are 80, 90 years old. And grandparents do it with their children. So it's a tradition, it's a culture. Now, before you jump and say, yuck, and oh, this is so outdated, I've made a list of some of the cultures in the world. And here's my question to you. How many cultures do you know? And by the way, before I forget, at the end of the video, I will be playing the interview of this boy. So I want you, boy and the mother. So I want you to see it. Okay. Now coming to the cultures. Now, here's my question to you. How many cultures and traditions do you actually know? Simple question. How many do you know? I'm sure you know your religion and culture, correct? Okay. I checked some of the cultures. Now you tell me how many of them do you know? There is a penis. You know your penis? The appendage men have. There's a penis festival in Japan. Okay. Then there is one festival called THAI, Thai Pusam, where they take, sharp objects and they put it through your cheeks and your lips and your tongue and flesh and everywhere, and you have to carry heavy objects. Just Google search THAI PUSAM. Okay. And it's very horrific. Huh? Okay. That is to please the gods. There is a Yano Mami, YANOMAMI. It is a tribe that the relatives who are dead, they burn them, the ash that they have, they make it into a soup and they drink it. Okay. There is, in India, I was surprised to know, there is a toddler, babies, small babies, they throw them from a height. Okay, and they catch with a blanket down. That is done in Haryana, that is done in Karnataka. I was not aware of that. I'm sure you know this. Shiite Muslims, during the part of, there is one festival where they whip themselves and with the knives and all that to please, I don't know, God. And they even cut babies. Huh? The most horrific ones is shared in my WhatsApp group where a guy hit himself with a sword, a very big sword, very hard. We saw it the first time, second time, nothing. The third time when he hit, his back split and you could see his rib cage. You could see his spine. He cut his flesh so deep. And then people have to rush to stop him. And, they take even small babies, they take a knife and they hit it on the head and the baby's full blood is coming out and the parents are happy. Then there is another culture in Kazakhstan. It seems that if you want to marry someone, you kidnap the girl and then she has to marry you. The Kazakh name for this is ALAKACHUU. Okay. Catch Her and Run. The Vice documentary came out with one, it's called Donkey Sex. Boys, in order to prove themselves that they are really men, they have to have sex with a donkey. I'm not exaggerating. Go to YouTube and check it out. It's on YouTube. Okay, Donkey Sex. Then there is in Afghanistan, 50-year-old man, 40, 50-year-old will marry a 6-year-old small baby girl. And then after they marry, they actually do which is, I know, I can't even think about it. And some of the videos that are being shared where girls are crying and the mothers are crying, but they can't do anything because the father has sold them for a bowl of rice to marry. This is actual culture, huh? Then Saudi, Saudi Arabia. Women are dressed up like, with a black, I call it like a black garbage bag. You can't do anything without the permission of the husband. You can't even go to study, can't go for driving, can't go out. You have to be locked in the house. The man is everything. Then you have in Syria, honor killings. If your sister or if any girl in your family, you feel she talks to a guy or even looks, you kill her. And that gives honor to the family. In fact, in Iraq and Iraq, uh, one guy liked a girl. The girl refused. He stabbed her in the middle of the bloody streets, man. And this was lately. I covered it on my one of my videos. In fact, some in Pakistan, one guy killed his sister because she was a social media influencer, and the family was very proud of him. He got jailed, but then he got left. A person who insulted the Prophet, they were treating him like a hero. He killed a person because of a rumor. See, these are all cultures and traditions, man. You'll say, oh, their culture is bad. Oh, that religion is. No, this is all culture and tradition throughout. In fact, in Hindus, India, Aghori tribe or Padaei, just Google search it. They eat dead bodies that are half burnt and floating. They eat them. You can correct me if I'm wrong. And I've seen this with my own eyes. A sadhu, sadhu is like a guru kind of with beard and all sand. He's naked, butt naked, with his pubic hair all dirty and all that. And there are females touching that and doing like this. That is religion, that is culture. In fact, in Christianity, you have people who go to places. I've made a video on that. They go to places where God is supposed to come and heal, and magic and cancer will go and all that. And people actually argue with me and say, oh, what do you know? God actually heals. Why doesn't God go to the bloody hospital and heal? Why does he have to heal only in where disco dandiya is going on, man? Where in front of one person gets healed. Why can't God heal everyone? In fact, when I question people about religion and God, if there is a God, this is me being an atheist. I'm just telling you. If there is a God, why earthquakes take place? Why floods take place? Why fires take place? Where is God? If God really loves the innocent, you'll say, oh, God is testing them, punishing them. What about children? Why God gets some pleasure to punish children? And then you have all these theories. No, it is God's will and this and that. So I don't want to get into that. But the point which I'm trying to say is there are so many cultures, there are so many religions, there are so many practices. You and I don't know all of them. So in the same way, this Dalai Lama and this Buddhism, they also have a lot of their culture which you and I don't know, man. See, sticking out the tongue. Okay, some people will say, oh, Loy, even you stick out your tongue. Okay, I do it as a fashion statement. But I didn't know until I saw the documentary that sticking out the tongue is to show welcome and, maybe positive messages or whatever. In Japan, if you stick out your tongue, it's a very big insult. It's a very bad insult. Just imagine that. So imagine a Tibetan might think sticking out a tongue is a good thing. In Japan, sticking out a tongue is like bad words. So you see the difference? Okay. Now, there are things which even maybe need not go that extreme. I'll give you a simple example. Yesterday was Songkran. Okay, day before yesterday was Songkran, the water festival in Thailand. After my wife went to throw water, like Holi and all that, they throw water. After my wife went to throw the water, when she came back, she told me, sit outside in the small little balcony that we have, and we will do a Thai tradition. The Thai tradition, which I can't get the name, she will wash my feet. My wife will wash my feet, and my baby will wash my feet. And after that, they'll put some water on my body and all that. But because I had to do my video, they only did wash my feet. And then they will kiss my feet. After they dry, they'll kiss my feet. Both my wife and my daughter. Now, my Russian neighbor who was watching, he was horrified when he saw. He was like, "What the hell is going on?" Because I'm sitting like a king, and she's. I didn't mind. My wife also didn't mind because she's doing her culture. He was confused. What the hell is going on? Okay. Now imagine if a person doesn't know, a Western person doesn't know what the hell. He'll be like, poor thing, yeah, he's treating her like a slave. He's making his daughter kiss the feet. What a bastard. They would have said that, right? Because they don't know what is going on. But my wife is doing it because it's a Thai tradition. My daughter does it because she follows a Thai tradition. And by the way, FYI, my wife is Buddhist. Okay, and here's a bigger shocker. My wife didn't know about Dalai Lama, which I'm shocked, and I do not know how she doesn't know. She didn't know who's Dalai Lama. Maybe she doesn't check the news. She's simple. And when I showed her the very video of the Dalai Lama, when I showed her that video, she was horrified and shocked. She's like, why he's doing this? What is this? Why is he kissing? Why? So just imagine a Buddhist who follows Buddhism could not understand what the Dalai Lama is doing. So yes, we can say that the Tibetans are biased towards the Dalai Lama, that whatever he does is pure of heart. Let's understand that. Just like a Muslim will be biased towards Islam, Hindu will be biased towards Hinduism, Christian will be biased towards Christians. The Tibetan Buddhists are maybe biased towards the Dalai Lama. Okay, let's play the devil's advocate. And there are many things which you may or may not understand. But that doesn't mean that their culture is dirty and bad, and my culture or your culture is very, very good. I'll give you another simple example before I go to the differences in culture. My wife, she eats ants. You know ants? No, ants, no? Okay. She eats bugs. You know bugs? Like cockroaches, not actual cockroaches, bugs. And even there are some, I don't know, it's like a wasp or something. They eat all that. Some of her relatives have eaten worms, big, thick worms, and scorpions, and frogs and frogs' legs, and some fry snakes and alligators. I've seen all this. Okay. Chinese people, you can Google search, they eat even more weird stuff. They even, people have said about COVID, they eat bats. Okay. I've seen all these things. Okay. Now, imagine if I were to show you all this, that I'm eating a worm, or I'm eating an ant, or I'm eating a. Would you eat? I'm very sure there are many people who, if you give them bugs and insects, they might just look at it and like, what? And some people eat like, it oozes stuff out. I know you might feel like vomiting, but this is what they eat. In fact, when a chicken comes, they don't, the chicken, they don't leave even the feet. You know the feet? They even eat the feet. They even eat the beak because they were born in poverty. So they don't waste any food. In fact, a pig, they eat literally everything, even the ears, the skin, the private parts, the tail, maybe the hair they don't eat. So different people, like for a Muslim, pork is the most dirtiest thing in the world. For a Hindu, beef is pure. For a vegetarian, he'll consider meat disgusting. For a carnivore, he'll be like, plant life, what the hell? So the point I'm trying to tell you is, what you might consider normal, others don't. See, and there are always cultural differences. In India, female has to give a dowry. In Thailand, the man has to give a female a dowry. Christians, when they marry, they wear white. Hindus, when someone dies, they wear white. So please understand, there is always differences in culture. And for those people from the West, those people who are constantly calling the Dalai Lama bad words and he's a pedo and all that, let me wake you Westerners who think you're far more superior. In Germany, women, they are said, no, now you can be topless and all that. You can check in Thailand, there are many German tourists come here, men and big, ugly looking, and they walk naked on the beach until they're caught by the police and bundled and told, don't discriminate. In fact, many tourists come to these third world countries to catch underage girls. In Philippines, the consent for sex is 12 years, most of the places where it's illegal. Now they've raised it to 16 years. That is why teen pregnancy is so high. And in many poor countries, prostitution is considered an honor to feed the family. I'm telling you this, in Thailand, Philippines, Cambodia, Vietnam. You can just go to any of these Facebook pages and check bar girls. I'm telling you, just check bar girls. You will see girls who are maybe teenagers. Obviously, they'll say, I'm 18 plus. You can clearly make out they are underage, and they are posing with all these sexy and real grown ass men. They are hungry. They are like sexual predators. So that is why people, it just flips the switch. And these are all these sex, they call sex pats. These Germans who come naked. One on Facebook, I want you to search RT. They came out with a documentary where small girls and boys, 6 years, 8 years, they were they were exposed to nude men and women naked, totally ugly looking, and they were asked to touch their private parts and say, what do you feel? How do you feel about it? They were shown transgender. USA has today transgender. They are encouraging even youngsters, children, through various social media. It's okay. You're not a boy. You're not a girl. You can be a boy or you can be a girl. Girls have a penis. Boys have a vagina. It's okay. It's normal. You want to get an operation. You want to cut your breasts. You want to cut your private parts. You want to give injection. Now, this has become their culture. I'm not saying all the Americans, but you see, and today in Canada, the new culture is you have to call people by their pronouns, or if you don't, if someone says, my pronoun, being a man, is he, him, but I can tell you my pronouns is she. You have to call me a she. My pronouns are she and her. Or I can say, like Sam Smith, they and them. And if you don't address me by my pronouns, I can take you to jail. Canada has this new law that if a child wants to change their gender, and the parent says no, they can take away the child from the parent. See how the world is going crazy. And you are talking about what the Dalai Lama did is crazy. See, I'm not trying to endorse that it is normal to tell a child, suck my tongue. But what you are failing to understand is, number one is, in the Tibetan culture, in the Buddhist culture, when they stick out their tongue, it is to show, welcome or love. And the Dalai Lama didn't say, suck my tongue. What they are saying, listen carefully before you even jump the gun. What they say to each other is, I'll give you everything, my love, my life, everything. You can just eat me and take me completely. Remember this much, if the Dalai Lama had a twisted, dirty mind, he wouldn't do it publicly. The video I'm going to show you very soon, what happened there was a public event. The mother was on stage. The mother's son, he was there, and he asked the Dalai Lama, can I hug you? And that is why the Dalai Lama bought him for a hug. And then the Tibetan tradition, the kiss on the lip, was to do, it's between an elder and a child. For you and me, it's abnormal. For you and me, if a monk would say to kiss my daughter's lip, I don't think I wouldn't allow it. Not forget being happy, I wouldn't allow it at all. I don't think my wife, I showed the Dalai Lama's video. She is a Buddhist and she was shocked and horrified. But for the Tibetan people, it's okay. So now there's always a possibility Dalai Lama is a pervert. He's a dirty old man. If you want to believe that, fine. That is your belief. But for the thousands and hundreds of Tibetans, Buddhists, who are fighting against China, whose children have been taken advantage of by China, whom China wants to destroy, the Dalai Lama, and also because he baptized another Mongol. For them, this small little video, small clip, is a weapon to destroy the Tibetans and to destroy his reputation. And that is exactly what is happening right now on social media. Now, I'll give you one final part, and after that, you decide whatever you want. I'll show you the video, which is towards the end. The boy who kissed Dalai Lama, or Dalai Lama kissed the boy and showed him his tongue, and the mother was there. If both of them don't feel bad. My question to you is, why are you feeling bad? A very simple thing. If the mother and the son don't feel bad, their interview, I'm going to play it after this. If they don't feel bad, why are you feeling bad is my question. Now you answer. Tell me why. So if they don't mind it, then obviously you say, oh, Loy, but even if they don't mind, I don't think it's appropriate. Fine. I'm not saying don't have the opinion. Have the opinion. If you don't like the Dalai Lama, don't have to like him. If you want to hate him, you can hate him. But all I'm trying to make you understand is the Tibetan culture, the Buddhist culture is different. And consider one final thing. I'll just give you one final thought. If the Dalai Lama was a pervert and he had to do all these sexual things and all, he can do it privately. He doesn't have to show anyone publicly. In fact, if you see one other video where he was with Lady Gaga, Lady Gaga was sitting there. One Indian journalist shared this on Twitter. I don't know. I wish I had downloaded it. When Lady Gaga is sitting with a leg on top of a leg, the Dalai Lama looking at it very playfully. I think he's like a small boy. He's like he has a small childlike heart. He went and put his finger and ding, 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 he just scratched on the leg, and they both were laughing. But that clip was taken by this Indian influencer on Twitter and said, "See how dirty-minded the Dalai Lama is." Now, my response to this is, so does that mean every guy who wears a suit and tie, who behaves decent, he doesn't do anything bad? I mean, how many of you who are watching my video secretly watch porn? How many of you watch porn? How many of you have fetishes, fantasies, sexual stuff? Don't tell me that you don't have any. Don't tell me you're such a saint. Don't tell me that, no, I'm very pure hearted. I never thought of anyone sexually. I only look at my husband and my wife, and that's about it. My husband or my wife. I never fantasized about it. I never thought of some shit. I never pleasured myself. Come on, man. We all do it. And I've been very open about this. I see porn. I masturbate. I do all this. So should I act like, oh, chi, it's very dirty. Come on, man. Why are we acting like we are saints? And one final thing which I want to tell you, and I'll conclude. Don't worry, this is the last final thing. You're horrified with what happened. Let me give you a wake-up call. Christianity, when they wanted to spread, how many people they killed with their crusades, and how many women were burnt as witches, and how many people who didn't follow the church, they killed them. Hindus today in India, when anybody is transporting beef, how they kill, damage, and cause, they will set a mosque on fire, or they will disturb other people. Okay? Muslims, if you talk anything bad about their prophet, or you talk anything bad of their religion, what is going to happen? Charlie Hebdo, cutting, chopping, all this stuff. Now, I'm not saying all the Hindus, all the Christians, all the Muslims are like that. But where Buddhists are concerned, at least Tibetans, I think they are the most peaceful. Tell me if I'm wrong. Buddhist Tibetans are the most peaceful. And proof of this, I'll give you my proof. I told you, I got 3,000 messages. Out of the 3,000 messages, 1 or 2 was teri maa ki, and bosri ke, and this and that, and some bad words were there. 2 or 3 out of 3,000. And yes, there were some, hey, you're so sick, man, you look sick, and your tattoos, delete this video, the old one. And then afterwards, okay, good, you learned your lesson, or, okay, 2 or 3. The rest, all of them, God bless you. Brother, we forgive you, we love you, the holiness, only good things only. 3,000 messages, man. And some of them are even saying, I cried day and night when I saw how they were talking bad about the Dalai Lama, and I feel so happy, I can sleep. People, they were speaking from their heart. Okay, I'm not saying all the Buddhists on the planet or from Tibet are saints. Like I told you, 1 or 2 or 3 were idiots. There's always an idiot somewhere. But the rest were very good people. Show me this. Tell me, if you were to insult Muslims or Hindus in India, what would happen? Try insulting their prophet. Try insulting their religion. Try. I'm not saying do it, but you know what will happen. And among the three religions, I'm sorry to say, from my own personal experience, and it's a fact, Islam is, I don't know why they are so hot-blooded and it's the most violent. Hinduism, the second. And Christianity is more like, oh, we are superior, better than you. Our religion superior. We can smoke, drink, and they are anyway wasted. Okay? We are superior than you. Our religion is better than you. Come join us. And every religion won't come join our group, man. Did you read our special book? But I've never heard a Buddhist try to convert anyone or me to their religion. I'm being honest with you. Maybe you have had a different experience. So what is the conclusion? And don't forget, I'm going to show you the video after this. The conclusion is simply this. You and I do not know all the cultures and traditions in the world. We just don't know. There are too many. So if you don't know, it's better you don't judge without at least taking an interest in studying and understanding them. That's one. The second thing is, if you don't like the Dalai Lama, fine. You want to hate him? Hate him. You want to consider him a pedo? Fine. I'm not blaming you. I told you, if I would see a man do that to a child, even I would be exceptionally shocked. But out of the history of the Dalai Lama, what I've seen is he's an old man, 87, 90. I don't think for a man who has dedicated his life to peace, love, and being like a child, and I don't think, I'm just saying, me, maybe you have a different, I don't think he would do that. And that also publicly. Come on. He did it because he looked at as if it's his own child. And he is like a superstar. He's up there. He's like a celebrity. That boy said, the boy asked to come and meet him. And remember this, he's very powerful. He's very, not rich, but he's very powerful. If he really wanted to do such things, he can do it privately. So many politicians, so many film stars, so many people in power, they do it. Secret fetishes. Who would know? See, the very fact that the Tibetan government broadcasted this live to the world, that clearly should show you that they had nothing to hide. It was not considered dirty. What more do you need in terms of common sense, man? The Tibetan government shared this live in front of everyone to millions of people around the world. They had nothing to hide. It was not that someone took the video camera secretly or the smartphone. So they have nothing to hide. Then still you want to be convinced? It's just that you're being cautious because in today's day and age, we have a lot of pedophiles and a lot of sick individuals, which I totally understand. Overall, finally, what I want to say and close this before I show you the video is, I believe that Tibetans, Buddhists, they are peaceful people. They already have enough. They're suffering and dying. Let's not hate them. Okay, fine. I know you'll not attack them. But you know the holiness that they have, the Dalai Lama, for them, they're ready to die for him. For him, he's their God, he's their life, he's their everything. They love him so much. Oh my goodness, I've never seen so. And they love him in a peaceful manner. And I'll tell you, what really impresses me most about them, even though it pains them that the world is talking bad about the Dalai Lama, they're still so humble, so... They are not going to attack anyone or fight with anyone. Unlike most of the other religions I told you, if you attack their prophet or their religious leader, they will kill you. I don't think the Buddhists have. And the number of messages I received, 3,000, is filled with love. Anyway, this will be the final video that I wanted to share with you. Let me know your thoughts. And yes, as I was about to end, I will show you the actual footage so that now you can judge and tell me for yourself whether you agree or disagree. Let's watch the final footage.
I have a question. Can I hug you? It's a question.
Okay, I'm going to play it again. When he says, I have a question. Okay, listen to it again.
I have a question.
Okay, so the subtitles.
Can I hug you?
He asked, "Can I hug you?"
It's a question.
See, if you watch here, the Dalai Lama is so old. See, the boy asked him, "Can I hug you?" The Dalai Lama is so old that he couldn't understand what is happening. So one man, his assistant or helper, is coming and saying, he's asking for, "Can I hug you?" And he still doesn't understand. So another person comes and tells him the same. And remember, the mother is there. The mother is sitting there. Okay? Watch.
It was amazing meeting His Holiness, and I think it's a really great experience meeting somebody with such high positive energy.
See, the boy is talking. The same boy is talking after being kissed. Okay?
It's a really nice feeling meeting him, and you get a lot of that positive energy. It's not just like that, but once you get the positive energy, I think you're happier, and it's a better thing, and you smile a lot more. It was a really good experience so far.
Okay, now, see, the boy has spoken. Okay, agreed. The boy is kind of repeating what was taught him. Say it's a positive energy. Say you're happy. Okay, I agree with you if you say that, yeah, the boy was asked to give a happy experience and he's not talking like a normal boy. He's very understood. He's a small boy. But look at his face. Look at his face. Do you think, I'm going to play without the volume. Look at his face. Does he look like he's traumatized? Does he look like he's crying, he's suffering? Oh, he got. No, he's happy, he's normal. He's normal. Like, see, my question to you is, if he doesn't have a problem, what is your bloody problem? I'm asking you very simple. Now, here's the mother. Here's the mother. Let's see what the mother has to say. Okay? Let's hear.
I'm Dr. Payal Kanodia, trustee,
So, she's Dr. Payal Kanodia. She's a trustee.
MTM Foundation.
Okay, she's a trustee for MCM Foundation. She's the mother. She's the mother of that boy. Okay.
We've been working in Dharamshala on this skill center which we started last year. And since then, we were looking at seeking blessings from His Holiness. And, today we got this opportunity, and especially when my family was there with me. And all the students who graduated from I Empower Academy of Skills were also present.
See, and here she's saying that there were students from the academy. So it was not done privately. It was not a hidden camera. This was broadcast on national television in front of everybody. The teacher was there. The head was there. The students were there. And this is her son. Her son is asking. He didn't have a problem. Mother didn't have a problem. Why are you having a problem, man?
We're totally blessed to have got these blessings from His Holiness. He came, addressed us in person, taught about peace that what the world needs and how everyone needs to feel together like brother and sister. And I absolutely cannot, express how I feel getting blessed by him.
So she's happy. My dear, she doesn't have a problem. The mother doesn't have a problem. The son doesn't have a problem. They are not traumatized. Why the hell are you traumatized? She has understood this is the Tibetan culture. She saw that it was just playfulness. Okay, if you are not aware of the culture and you see it the first time, I agree with you. Fine, it is shocking. I was shocked. I posted that video, bashing up the holiness. But once I understood this is part of their culture, it's a grandfather doing it with his small little baby. He's just playing with him. He doesn't have any sexual intent. Because if he had, he wouldn't do it publicly. He's just, hey, you want to suck my... it's not suck my tongue in English. It is, you want to take everything from me, take all my love. Like even that kiss, which I told you, the grandparents do with their grandchildren. Fathers do with their sons and daughters. They kiss the lip. The Nepali guy, I've spoken to quite a number of Nepali. They're 30, 40-year-old. They kiss their fathers on their... They peck each other's lips. So imagine if you are in USA, two men pecking each other on the lip. You'll say this is gay. You know Arabs do rubbing their nose. You know Arabs do that. That's how they greet. You know there are some Arabs who kiss the nose and kiss the cheek here. Do you know that? There are many Arabs who do that. So if they had done that in the West, you'd say, oh, gay, homo. Well, guess what? People do it as a cultural thing. And imagine if one man had done it to a small boy. Both Arabs will say, this man is molesting this small child. If I was not aware of the Arabic culture, I would say, oh, pedophile. Of course I would say it. And I told you, I have been sexually raped and molested. Don't you think I would feel the same? So you need to be aware of this. And now, given that I showed you the video of the mother and the son, now watch. This is the clarification of the recent media coverage of the Dalai Lama by this guy. His name is Penang Tsering. Penang Tsering. In Wikipedia, it seems he's a Tibetan politician. He's the second democratically elected Sikyong of Central Tibet Administration. Okay, he's a politician, and the BBC articles also says that he is defending the Dalai Lama's request for the boy. Okay, now he is speaking. He is the Prime Minister. He's speaking. It's 17 minutes long. Okay. I'll just play it and I'll see where I have to stop. But I'll give you the links and I want you to check it down below. Okay. Check. He is going to tell you the truth which you may not like to hear. Let's hear what he has to say.
Now, who's the victim? The mother is not a victim. The boy is not a victim. They are not complaining. The victim here is His Holiness the Dalai Lama. And that really hurts us. Please understand this. We are hurt by the insinuations. Now, why is this happening? Through our investigation and as per prima facie evidence, we found that the initial instigators are pro-Chinese sources. Now, you all journalists, please find out how this resurfaced again and who is trying to use that. Chinese sources that itself explains the motivation behind making this video clip viral.
Okay, so this was a press conference. I'm not going to play the entire 17 minutes, but I'll put the link and I'll also connect it later on where you can see it after my video. But please, my request to you is don't judge without knowing the facts. I understand this is a very emotionally charged situation. And yes, I told you, I have a daughter. I'm extremely protective about my child. I've told you that I've been sexually molested when I was small. I was raped. I've told you this. I know pedophiles. I have seen it. I am paranoid about it. But then, once you study culture and tradition, and like I told you, Arabs, rubbing the nose, men will greet with rubbing the nose. They will kiss on the nose. Ask a Western guy if he sees a man doing that with another man. Will he consider that manly? I've told you this, that my wife washes my feet and my daughter also washes my feet and they kiss my feet. They did it yesterday for Songkran. Imagine, many people say, oh, your wife is your slave. Oh, you're a male chauvinistic pig. Imagine if a Westerner saw that. He would be disgusted, right? In Hindu culture, I told you, there's Swami, I don't know, this guy covered from head to toe in orange. He is naked and he is in dirt and he has pubic hair which is dirty with fleas and all that. And women, all dressed up, they are touching his appendage, his sausage, and they are doing like this. They're actually doing that and they are touching for blessing. There are naked men who stand with children and Indian families. I've seen this. I've told you, Agori, they eat dead people's flesh, cook it and eat it. Some eat rotting flesh. There are different cultures. Like Germany, I told you, they go topless. There are nude beaches. You'll find that shocking. I told you in Saudi, there are women who dress up black head to toe. Afghanistan, you can't even see the women. Even if a doctor, there is a documentary where they have a screen and the woman cannot show anything, not even her hands. And the doctor has to look like this and someone else with the gloves or the woman has to check. They can't see the face also. So there are different cultures, my dear. In Afghanistan, there are 50-year-old men who marry 8-year-old, 9-year-old, 10-year-old, 12-year-old. Yes, some cultures are outdated. Some traditions are outdated. Some practices are outdated. Agreed, totally agree. But you need to understand the whole world doesn't revolve around what you think is right. In the case of Dalai Lama, he did not. I repeat, he did not sexually target this child. He didn't do anything inappropriately. Take at least a little bit of patience to understand that the translation, he didn't say suck on my tongue, he said eat everything. And sticking out the tongue in the Tibetan culture is a way to show welcome, is a way to show love. Just check the movie 7 Years in Tibet. And kissing each other's on the lip, fathers do that with their sons. 40-year-old son still does it with his father. So I hope this opens up your minds and hearts. And I hope you stop just following a narrative of seeing a small clip. It's very important for all of us. We are all learning. We don't know everything. In a day of social media that is there, we all have to educate and learn. And that's the only way we can grow. Yes, there'll be some things we can accept, some things we can't accept. That's totally fine. I'm not asking you to accept their culture. I'm not asking you to accept their norms. But understand that what you think that the holiness was doing is wrong. He didn't do anything sexually. He did it like a grandfather would do it to, his family. It's just love, pure love. He did it playfully. He didn't mean sexually. If even after all this, if you're still in your own bubble, fine, it's up to you. But I would tell you that I know for a fact the Dalai Lama did not, by no means, do this sexually. It is just their culture that they kiss their children or they kiss their relatives lip to lip. Okay, that's a part of their culture. And sticking out their tongue and showing each other, they don't start French kissing. Sticking out the tongue is part of their culture. Anyway, that's all I can tell you. Rest is left up to you. Comment down below. You agree, disagree. Links are put for everything. Good, bad, ugly. Feel free to comment. This is me signing off. You guys take care.